Alright guys, welcome to another video, but before we get into it, let me know down in the comments if you like this Walter I more, or if you like this blue neon more. If you lot would be interested in it as well, I'm debating doing a Walter I versus blue neon video, which I think would be pretty cool, so let me know down in the comments if you'd enjoy that. Today's video, however, is not about African cichlids. And it's actually about our 10-gallon planter tank. I know this tank isn't a lot of the subscribers' favourite, but I'm just loving this tank recently, and I really wanted to bring this video because I've eventually got a carpet. What I set out to achieve when I first started a planter tank, I've done, which I never thought I'd be able to do. I'm all about testing myself and trying different things and all that kind of thing. So this, as an African cichlid keeper, was definitely trying something new. So I'm absolutely buzzing with this tank right now. So today I'm going to basically just go through everything that I do on a weekly basis to keep this tank looking as it is. So let's get it going. So as you've seen a few times on this channel, this is my 10-gallon planted aquarium. Low tech, decent little scape based on a scape that I saw on Green Aqua's channel. If you're not already subscribed to them, make sure you check them out. They do some unbelievable stuff with the planted tanks in their shop, which is actually in Budapest. So here's the 10-gallon. As I said, low tech, decent little scape. We've got some S.Repens there, and it was my dream to have a planter tank and be able to do a carpet, and I've pretty much achieved it. The filtration in this tank is very basic, AquaClear 20 or 30, and then I've got an Aster 20 light that I picked up from Amazon that's been really doing wonders in this tank and growing the plants really well. I'll leave a link down below for this product if you guys want to take a look. But here's the S.Repens. As you can see right now, it's nearly fully carpeted, and it's a stem plant, so all I need to do is trim it back and then replant it. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to look at the basic weekly or bi-weekly maintenance that I do on this tank to keep the plants healthy, algae free, and keep them growing. So let's start with a nifty little card trick for the glass. This technique works great for cleaning those hard to reach places, in between rocks and the glass or in between substrate and the glass. Next thing we're going to do is trim the S.Repens. And as you can tell, I'm a cheapo and I'm using basic scissors, not the proper aquascaping scissors, but it works out just fine. And the key for clipping this plant is to trim it right before you reach a set of leaves that usually sprout on both sides of the stem. This is one going to promote new growth for the S.Repens that's already planted, and it's also going to allow you plenty of room on the stem to peel back a leaf or two and then replant the newly trimmed stem back into the soil. So this is the amount of S.Repens that we've just trimmed, which should allow us to replant and then really get that carpet effect that we're looking for. So here's a trimmed S.Repens plant. And as you can see, there's a decent amount of stem left, and all we're going to do is grab the plant, peel back the two lowest parts of the leaves from the stem, which will then give us a nice anchor to replant. This part of the process is incredibly tedious, but it'll all be worthwhile when you can anchor the plants and they're really grip to the soil instead of the leaves being too far down and not quite having the correct length of stem available to plant the tank. Obviously, once the S.Repens been planted for a while, it'll start growing roots and anchor itself to the soil, but for right now, you've got to make sure that it's nice and secure with the stem going deep enough into your tank substrate so it stays there until those roots grab hold. Once the replanting's completed, you can see there's a nice lush carpet of S.Repens, and we've also planted some more S.Repens that was left over to the far left hand side of the tank, and I think that'll look really good when it's grown in. Here's the view from the top. S.Repens looking quality, and overall I'm really happy with how this tank turned out. Here's a view from the front, and all we've now got to do for the maintenance after cleaning the glass is drain the tank. To do this, I'll just use a basic hose and slowly brush across the sand substrate just to make sure all the uneaten food, fish poop and detritus is off the sand, and then I'll brush over the S.Repens and the other plants just to get any other particles that may be stuck in between any of the different stem plants. As you can see, I usually do about a 40 to 50% water change. Today's more like 40. And that's just to get any nitrates out of the aquarium and also introduce some nutrients that should help the plants grow. After that, I'll then fill a bucket up, add my Fritz Complete, and start to fill up the tank. Here's a nice little technique that I've been using for a few months now, using my trusty little Guinness cup, and it basically just prevents you from creating too much turbulence in the tank, which could either pull up plants that you've just replanted or throw sand all over the plants, which just wouldn't look good. So this is a technique that really helps. I've saved myself a lot of time and energy by not having to replant again after water changes, and also not stirring up any of the aqua soil substrate, as that stuff does get a little bit cloudy if you mess around with it and disturb it too much. With a bigger tank, I don't think you'd necessarily need to use this technique, but with the smaller nano tanks, I feel it's really useful. So after the tank's all filled up, we're gonna next just take a net and take any clippings of plants that are no longer connected out of the tank, and then we'll dose. All we dose in this tank is a little bit of Seachem's Iron and a tiny little bit of Seachem XL, as I don't like to use too much of it, as I've got 3 Amano shrimp in this tank. I'll then just check that the sand substrate is nice and clear and the S.Repens looks good and none of the plant trimmings that I've just put back in the substrate are coming up. Once that's complete, I'll make sure that the tank's water level is at the right height, so the filter is still creating a lot of surface movement, and then it's time to sit back and enjoy the tank. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for staying till the end. If you did, or if you do like this tank, and if you did like this video, please leave it a like, comment down below what you liked about it, and even what you didn't like about it. I'm always up for some constructive criticism. Again, thanks a lot for watching. If you want any more planted tank videos, like tips on substrate or filtration or anything like that, please let me know. I'd be more than willing to do that for you. And don't forget to let me know in the poll or the comments down below if you want to see the Walter Reverse Blue Neon video. Again, thanks a lot for watching, subscribing, commenting, all that good stuff you do to keep this channel going and give me motivation to carry it on. So thanks a lot. Stay tuned and we'll see you on next week's video.